Pink took a stand against books that aren't banned, but the singer gets wrecked by a simple fact check. The annoying artist known as Pink gave away 2,000 supposedly banned books at her Florida concerts this week, confusing her fans as they're mostly illiterate. The square-jawed songstress claimed on X that several titles, including To Kill a Mockingbird and Catcher in the Rye, are banned in the Sunshine State. But X called her out on her crap and posted a community note saying the list had been proven false and they're not banned. Not at all. And the only books Floridians want out of school libraries are so perverted they're on the reading list for To Catch a Predator. But Pink still doubled down, posting this: "The Maga cult is mad and their panties are in quite a bunch." Well, that just shows you how much she knows about the Maga crowd. They don't even wear underwear. Oh yeah, there you go. He's going commando in the back row. But Maga is the new catch-all for anybody who proves a liberal wrong on the facts. Of course, she went on, quote, "I wish I could continue, cause y'all, I'm just getting started. But I gotta read my kids a bedtime story about how it's okay that some families have two dads." Well, that's so cringy, I bet her kids wish they had two dads, too. But all this makes me think of one of my favorite Pink songs, Get the Party Started, you know? Although it sounds a little different than I remember.
Get this party started on a Saturday night. Everybody's waiting for me to arrive. Sending out the message to all of my friends. We'll be looking flashy in my Mercedes-Benz. I cut my own hair and it really doesn't look very good. I'm sorry.
She has not aged well, Julie, but you have. You know, I never like saying celebrities should stay in their lane and stick to singing or telling jokes. So can you do it?
I think she should never talk about woke books at a concert. First of all, I can barely get my kids to read. So then you get your kids to a concert and you expect them to open up a book?
Yeah.
And it's got to be about gays and trans?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with singing? It's the same thing as taking a knee at a football game. It's not about politics. It's about going to see people play football, which I can't stand football, so I wouldn't go. But a concert, I mean, who the hell is she trying to teach? Her children or our children? Our children don't need that.
This is what happens when stars see the glow in their life fading and they start getting desperate. And the best way to get some kind of resurgence in their credibility is virtue signaling. And she's really bad at it, Professor. What did you make of it?
Well, they are bad at it because they just want to redefine what the word banning means.
That's true.
You know, and that's what it's all about. Books aren't being banned. It's parents are complaining that there's inappropriate books in the school library.
Yeah.
You know, K through 12 shouldn't have pornography. You know, especially we don't have Lord of the Flies in K through 5, and so what the books they're trying to put in are ones that we would never read to our children. However, they're the ones that did try and get Dr. Seuss banned and canceled, and they're the ones that are having American classics be rewritten because there's so many trigger words in there.
That's true.
They don't know what they're talking about, and they should be more concerned about the 13% of students that don't know American history, that can't read, write, or do mathematics. You just had Oregon announce that they're doing away with all graduating standards of proficiency levels. Like, let's be more concerned about that and the fact that our education system has collapsed than fake book bans. That's what I think.
Exactly. Kat, you are in favor of book bans. I was surprised as a libertarian.
Okay. Well, look, I actually have, throughout the years, had issues with some of Ron DeSantis's pieces of legislation as a free speech absolutist. And so because of that, also, nothing makes me more frustrated than to see someone coming out and saying things that are completely not true, because then it makes it more difficult for those things to be taken seriously when I say them. She was saying that To Kill a Mockingbird was completely banned, Diary of Anne Frank was completely banned, which is just not true. And then she turns and goes, "Oh, MAGA people are mad." No, you're wrong. And like Julie said, she's handing out these books at a concert. That is really weird.
Yeah.
That is very, to go to a concert which her songs are about get the party started and someone hands you a copy of the Diary of Anne Frank.
Yeah.
It's an important book for many reasons, but it doesn't make me want to dance.
Yeah, what is it, get the Nazi party started? What? She's anti-Semitic.
That's what you said.
I didn't say that. Somebody else said that. Jamie, you said that. Yeah.
I don't even
Jamie,
remember.
did you ever read to your kids?
Yeah, I'll read to them a lot.
What'd you read to them?
I'll tell you what, I was going to read them, and I'll pose this back as a question to you. I was going to read them Diary of Anne Frank, and it just occurred to me, should we be reading Anne Frank's diary? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a tiny lock on there for a reason, you guys. And
I want to talk about.
can you
My
imagine?
diary would be banned from schools.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, can you imagine if you had a diary and somebody's like, hey, we have good news and bad news. The good news is you now have a best-selling book. The bad news is everybody knows that you think second cousins that are hot don't count.
I want to talk about
I'm impressed that I'm impressed by Pink giving away books at her concert. Like that means she's doing well. Like at my shows, I can't even give away tickets to my shows. They said the first 1,000 people get books at the concert, and they said if anybody is not amongst the first 1,000, you can find one in the trash or on the floor.
I want to talk about
It's so true. But this is what she needs to do, right? Because this is the first time I've heard about Pink in ages.
Yes, true.
I want to talk about.
Isn't it weird too that like you ban a book, but like if my kid finds out that those books are banned, he's going to buy them.
Yeah.
They're not burning them all and saying you can't get them. They're just saying like they're sort of letting the parents choose or letting someone. I don't know. And then when I heard pornography, you could read it. I was like, thank God there's video now.
I want to talk about.
I feel like reading pornography. That's an instance where the movie is always better than the book.
Yeah.
I want to talk about.
I never understood erotica.
No.
That was just weird.
Yeah, and then you get all excited, and then you got to turn the page, and it goes away.
I want to talk about Pakistan.
All right, enough of that. Up next, is it a crime?